Good morning, everyone. I welcome you back to ICT class. This morning we shall be discussing a topic called security of data. And this topic is under the topic that we started last week, which is safety and security. Now let's move to the next slide where you are going to see the objectives. As you can see on my screen, I have just only two objectives. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to define the terms hacking, virus, spyware, phishing, pharming, smishing, spam email, and describe its effect. Number two, students will be able to describe the strategies which can be used to prevent hacking, virus, spyware, phishing, pharming, smishing, and spam email. So these are the two objectives expected to be achieved at the end of today's lesson. Now let's move to the next slide. So we are going to start with hacking. What is hacking? What is hacking? To gain unauthorized access to a computer system without the user knowledge or permission. So that is what is called hacking. Hacking is a way of gaining unauthorized access to a computer system without the permission of the user or without the knowledge of the user. Now, what are the effects of hacking? I have about 4 effects here: to delete, to corrupt, to copy, and edit files. Number 2, to steal users' identity, which we normally call identity theft. Number 3, to expose a company. For example, WikiLeaks, as in to link the information of the company. Number 4, which is the last effect of hacking, to cause disruption and stop production. Now, what are the strategies to prevent hacking to protect data? Number 1, use of firewall. Use of firewall is very, very important. Sometimes part of the operation system can have this. In fact, is embedded in some of the operating system. Number 2, use of strong password is very, very important. You have to apply using strong password. Number 3, use of protection software to detect and block possible hacking attempts. It's very, very important. You can come up with a protection software. You can install it in your system. So anytime there is any threat, then you can easily see it and block that person. Number 4, hire a professional hacker to test the weakness of your system. So I hope you have gotten the concept of hacking. Now let's move to the next slide. Computer virus. What is a computer virus? A computer virus is a piece of programming code or software which can install and replicate itself onto a computer system without the user's permission. Without the user's permission. That is what is called computer virus. Now, what are the effects of a computer virus? It causes the computer to crash. When your system has been infected by virus, it can cause your system to crash totally. Number two, sometimes files can be deleted. That is another effect, the negative effect of what? Of computer virus on your system. Number three, data files can be copied by the hacker, or the files could be corrupted. That is corruption of what? Of files. So when you notice that your file is corrupt, so it means there is what? Presence of a computer virus in your computer system. The last one, computer virus can cause production, it could cause stop production until the virus has been quarantined. Now, what are the strategies? That is, different ways that someone can use to prevent computer virus. I know we are so familiar with all these strategies. Number one, install antivirus software, which is very, very important. Install antivirus software and regularly update it. It's very, very important. If you install antivirus software in your system and you are not updating that antivirus, it will not be effective. So updating it regularly is very, very important. The next one, do not use software or USB from unknown source. It's very, very important. It's very, very important to avoid your system being infected by the computer virus. The last one, be careful about downloading attachments from unknown email address. Very, very important. I hope you are getting this concept. Good. Now let's move to the next slide. Spyware. What is spyware? A spyware is a software which can monitor your use of the computer. It's a software which can monitor your use of the computer. So this software is in the position to be monitoring the way you use a computer. In fact, it can even monitor the way you log in your password, as in your key. Now, what are the effects? Spyware software will send the data back to person who planted the spyware software on your computer. This could include personal details like password and banking account information. You know, the person that have planted this software will get feedback from the user Whether that user have already maybe transact with bank or something like that with the use of password or PIN. So this PIN will be automatically what? Automatically reflected in the person that planted this software on his or her system. Now, what are the strategies to prevent spyware? Number one, the use of anti-spyware software, which is regularly updated. Number two is the last one, the use of pointing device to select characters when altering sensitive data. Now let's move to the next slide. Phishing. What is phishing? The recipient will receive an email which looks legitimate. A phishing is a way of sending email to someone, and that email will look like legitimate mail, whereas it's not. So the email will normally request the user to update their details, which could be their password or payment details. So please don't forget, the moment you receive something like this in your email, that, oh, please come and update your account, come and do that, you should know that this email is not legitimate. It's not legitimate. So this is a process that people can use to get your personal data. What are the effects of phishing? The user will be tricked into entering their details into a fake website, because that email will look legitimate. You may be thinking that, oh, this is a true or a valid email, whereas it's not. So the sender of the initial email will have gained personal details from the user. These details can be used fraudulently or for identity theft. Now, what are the strategies used to prevent phishing? I have just only two here. Use a filter on your email account so that only emails from an allowed users appear in your inbox, so that you will not be getting unnecessary email from unknown person. Number two, allow double check the URL and email address. So you have to set your email to allow double check the uniform resources locator and email address. I hope you have gotten this concept. Good. Now let's move to the next slide. Pharming. What is pharming? A pharming is a malicious code installed onto a web server or computer will redirect users to a fake website, even though they have typed in a legitimate URL address. So it's a malicious code installed onto a web server that will redirect a user to a fake website or a bogus website. Now, what are the effects of pharming? The fake website will look like the real website, as in the website that is not valid will look like what? Like valid website. Then users will be tricked into entering their personal details. Like phishing, this can lead to fraud or identity theft. So this method is just a method where someone can use to get access to your personal data. Now, what are the ways that you can use to protect pharming? Anti-spyware software could eliminate pharming code from a computer. So when you install spyware software, it could what? Eliminate pharming code. Now the next one, always double check the URL to see if it is same one you typed in. It's very, very important, double check. So you have to go to the setting and do the setting. Now let's move on. Smishing. What is smishing? This came out from the word SMS. Smishing. That is SMS phishing. Users will receive fake SMS or text message claiming they have won some sort of prize. You will see it in an attractive way that you have won 2 billion naira, you have won that, whereas you have not even involved yourself in any form of competition or something like that. But that message will show, you will receive that message that you have won so prize. So the text message will appear to come from a legitimate company. Yes, they would do it in such a way that, the name of the company that you are going to see will be a familiar word, a company. And it's a way of what? Of getting access to someone's data. Now, what are the effects of smishing? The effects are very similar to phishing and pharming, where personal details will be obtained from users. However, users could incur additional costs when they ring the premium number to claim a prize. In fact, they will ask you that, click this so site or send a particular code. They may put a code there that send a particular code to this so number. If you do that, in fact, they have what? They have gotten your personal data. Then what are the strategies to prevent smishing? Double check the SMS message. Double check. Check it very well. Check and recheck. Again and again. Then another method is that check for spelling mistakes. You know, the way they are sending it, at times the spelling errors, they may involve themselves in spelling errors. In fact, check the logo of that company. The logo of that company may not be the same or the original logo of that company that I'm talking about. Check the link of the website. Check the link of the website. You know, valid website. You know the characteristics of what? Of valid website. If you discover that website is not valid, please don't click on it. Don't click on that link. Next one, contact your bank directly if you are requested to change some details. Very, very important. Now let's move to the next slide. So this is the last slide. Spam email. What is spam email? Spam email is sent out to recipients from a mailing list. From a mailing list. If we're talking about spam, we're talking about all this junk. The junk will be sent out to the recipient from a mailing list. The email could be part of a phishing scam or could be to promote certain products. They are basically unwanted emails. Yes, they are what? Unwanted emails. What are the effects of spam email? If a spam email is part of a phishing scam, then there is a chance your details could be obtained. Very, very important. Take note of all this. Now, what are the strategies to prevent spam email? Use a junk email filter. Number 2, do not sign up for any commercial mailing list. Number 3, do not reply to spam email. Do not reply to spam email. Number 4, which is the last strategy on my list here, untick the checkbox. If you are asked to give your email to a third party, so take note of all this: hacking, computer virus, spam email, phishing, smishing, farming. Take note of all this for the interest of your personal data while using computer system. I hope you have gotten this concept. Good. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you, and God bless you.